Thank you very much for inviting me to your festivities this afternoon. I am sick with an ailment called acute chronic fatigue, which by definition takes at least 6 months. That's why you don't see me in the Senate. Lalo na ngayong panahon. Dahil gusto ko talaga makita sa kasamahan ko sa Kongreso, sa Senado at sa House of Representatives, pag nakita ko yung Janet Bacoles na yan eh. Hindi ka ba naman magkasakit dyan sa Kongreso na yan? Halos lahat yan, mga walking dead yan eh. Ang kapalit na mukha. First of all, I would like to give you some tips about blood. Ano man ang gawin mo sa buhay, ibigay mo 100% mo. Maliban na lang kung nag-donate ka ng dugo. Anong blood type ang pwedeng mo to? B positive. Para sa ibang tao, ang high blood pressure nila ay congenital o kaya ay nanggaling sa magulang. Ako sa akin, iba naman. Ang high blood pressure ko ay political. Now let me talk about my colleagues in the Congress. What is the difference between the Philippine government and the mafia? Answer, one of them is organized. The problem with political jokes is that they always get elected. The brain of a Filipino politician has two sides. The left has nothing right in it. The right side has nothing left in it. Hold offer. Hold up ito. Akin ang pera mo. Lalaki. Hindi mo ba ako nakikilala? Isa akong congressman. Hold offer. Kung ganon, akin na ang pera namin. Mga simpleng pangarap. Pedro, gusto ko maging nurse para makatulong sa kapwa. Jose, ako gusto ko maging doktor para makapagamot ng kapwa. Kiko, ako mayor para magsilbihan ko ang kapwa ko. Maria, gusto ko maging presidente para mapaglingkuran ko ang aking kapwa. Juan Tamad, ako naman gusto ko maging kapwa. One note about sports. In the sport of hockey, the testicular guard was first used in 1874. But it was only in 1974 that they first used helmets. This just means it took 100 years for these men to realize that their heads are as important as their testicles. I really hate politics. I never wanted to enter politics, and I wish I could get away. That's because politics is a word that is a combination of two syllables. Holy means many, as you all know. Politics, holy, many. Plus ticks means blood-sucking parasites. May I please talk to you for a minute about synthetic blood, and then we'll talk about politics. If I develop a stroke, please just rush me. With enough time for a blood transfusion. The search for synthetic blood. The Philippine population is becoming old. Over the coming decade, we shall have more and more senior citizens who are likely to suffer from chronic and debilitating diseases. At the same time, there will be fewer and younger donors. Thus, the search for more blood is a long-term concern. There is a quiet but strong need to augment the regular blood supply, particularly during times of shortage. Shortages occur when people are on holiday or when there is a sudden increase in demand. In the words of Professor Mark Turner, rector of Edinburgh University's Scottish National Blood Transfusion Service, quote, "We are not 100% dependent. We are 100% dependent on our blood donors and on generosity, and that is not going to change anytime soon." One problem is that blood shortage occurs not only in the Philippines, but also in the entire The developed world has a blood donor base far bigger than that of the developing world. Experts recently said that there are over 100 million units of blood collected around the whole world each year, but around 60% go to developed countries. Another key issue of our time is transfusion-transmitted infections. In the past, many countries had to deal with infections like HIV, hepatitis B, and hepatitis C. Now, the new testing regimes render the blood supply very secure, and yet there are always new emergent infections on a worldwide basis. Hence, all Filipinos should support our country's national blood program. I shall try to survey very briefly the history of the search for synthetic blood. In 2009, sigurado ba tayo na hindi pa nananggol yung mga kasama sa Kongreso, yung mga senador, dapat may blood test bago sila pumasok sa Kongreso. Manigatan blood din na eh. It's not only their blood, it's their brains. In 2009 in Britain, scientists announced that they had launched what would possibly unlimited amounts of synthetic human blood from embryonic stem cells for blood transfusion. In effect, a project to produce synthetic blood made from the stem cells of spare IVF embryos. The goal is to revolutionize vital blood transmission services so that they will no longer rely on a network of human donors. The researchers tested human embryos left over from IVF treatment to find those that are genetically programmed to develop into the O-negative blood group, which is, as you know, the universal donor group. Its blood can be transfused into anyone without fear of tissue rejection. But this proposal involved the destruction of embryos to create stem cells. Thus, it raised difficult ethical and philosophical questions, specifically of whether the synthetic blood will have come from someone who never existed. 2 years later, in 2011, in China, scientists announced they could use rice to make albumin, a protein found in human blood. Albumin is often used for treating burn trauma, shock, and liver disease. The expert said that blood protein from rice is both physically and chemically equivalent to blood-derived human serum albumin, or HSA. The Chinese were genetically engineered rice seeds to produce high levels of HSA. Then they purified the protein from the seeds. But at the same time, the researchers said that more research is needed to evaluate the safety of the rice-derived protein in animals and humans before it could be considered for the market. In the same year, 2011, at the University of Paris, a team of researchers succeeded in producing blood cells in a Petri dish that would serve as backup blood supply. The researchers used hematopoietic stem cells, or HSCs, that give rise to all blood cell types. HSCs were obtained from a human donor. The researchers managed to generate billions of red blood cells, which are called CRBCs, in culture and get them back into the donor body. Incredibly, the lifespan and survival rate of the cultured cells imitated the way that blood from a human donor is introduced into the donor body. The researchers said, quote, "The results from our study established the feasibility of the concept of transfusing CRBCs and show promise that an unlimited blood reserve is within reach," unquote. In 2010, in the United States, the Pentagon reported that scientists working for an experimental agency managed to develop artificial blood for use in transfusion for wounded soldiers in battlefield. The artificial blood is made from hematopoietic stem cells from discarded human umbilical cords. These stem cells are turned into large quantities of red blood cells. It uses a method called blood farming, not F-A-R-M, but P-H-A-R-M, blood farming, that mimics the functions of bone marrow. The researchers define farming as, quote, a method of using genetics on engineered blood of animals to create medically useful substances in large quantities. They said that, for example, using this process, the cells from one umbilical cord would produce about 20 units of blood, enough for over 3 transfusions for an injured soldier. At that time, 2010, the scientists said that a unit of blood, which is around a pint, would cost $1,000, which at that time was much less than the price of $5,000. Last year, 2012, in Stanford University, researchers found that young blood can reverse some effects of aging based on research. Kaya ganyan ang Senado at ang Kongreso dahil mga matatanda na sila. Their brains no longer work. This thesis, kaya pagpapakain sa kanilang kabata. That's the result of this survey. This thesis was proposed after a study showing that blood from young mice improved learning and memory in older mice and increased connections between brain cells. It also showed that the number of stem cells in the brain had increased. Professor Sol Villeda, who led the research team, said, quote, at some point in the future, people in their 40s or 50s would take therapies based on the rejuvenating chemical factor in younger people's blood against the rehabilitative issues of aging. My personal comment on this particular development is that it can speed up the population of vampires. Ay, kung ganyan din ang pala, ikainin na natin lahat ng mga bata. This year, in May 2013, in Scotland, scientists were able to obtain permission to conduct the world's first trials in humans of synthetic blood. Its goal is to use stem cells to improve blood. On an individual scale, the researchers said they would concentrate in stem cells from adult donors and no longer on the converted embryonic cells. These stem cells from adult tissues are known as induced pluripotent stem cells. The cells are taken from an adult and specifically tested so that they can regress to a state with qualities similar to embryonic stem cells. The scientists hope that they move away from embryonic stem cells would help to appease concerns of pro-life campaigners who have continued the use of embryo as a way of harvesting so-called spare parts for medical research. Their goal is also to produce stem cell blood that will cost less than $500 a pint. But other scientists were quick to point out the potential implications of synthetic blood. They raised serious socio-economic and ethical issues. According to Luca Benjamin, a sociologist at Boston University, one potential implication is that the production of synthetic blood will involve big money in order to offer a stipend to donors. But stipends are produced professional guinea pigs who are transient workers who make a living by participating in clinical trials. They are paid roughly $15,000 to $20,000 for each trial. Kita mo? Meron pa mga mahirap na tao. Bibenta na lang yung tubo nila. Bigyan mo lang sila ng $15,000, $20,000. Kasya na sa kanila. Samantalang itong mga sakit natin mga baboy sa Kongreso. Baboy. Beginning with B. Bilyon ang pinapakalan ng mga ito. Hiro ko yun. Ibibigay nila sa non-existing NGO. Meron kaming rula noong una na ang aming pera, pag may PDF ka, for parent, pumili ka ng proyekto mo, tapos ang implementing agency mo, DPWH, wala nang pupuntahan yung PDF Department of Public Works, sila gagawa ang gusto mong school building, kalsada, tulay, pagkagawa ng kursunada mo. Pero ngayon, hindi natin alam, pinamimigay pala sa mga NGO na peke, they never existed. And yet, these senators who are said to have been giving their PIDA to NGOs have been among the first to pray about democracy and equality and that their hearts are bleeding for the poor. are not already full of drugs. This means that there will be more exploitation of the working class and maybe even outsourcing to developing countries. When I was immigration commissioner, I arrested and deported immediately aliens who were here in our country just so that they could buy the kidneys, the extra kidneys, or the blood of Filipino prisoners. The second implication is that if the researchers of synthetic blood choose to patent their technology, that might destroy a lot of potential for future research on the process. The price tags on synthetic blood will be high. One pharmaceutical is now charging more than $3,000 for a test that would generically cost only $300. Papunta kayo sa blood? Oo, politics naman. Let us now go to politics. I can't help myself. But first, I want to tell you, ang mga kasamahan ng mga lalaki sa Senado, ay konti lang ang babae. At the youngest would be in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and meron pa isa. I think it's already 100 years old. Kaya ako ngayon, hindi bale yung 40s. But I know that a man in his 40s becomes bisexual. He buys sex. A man in his 40s becomes bisexual because he buys sex. A man in his 50s is fond of oral sex. Nagsasalita na lang. And a man in his 60s practices anal sex. Nag-analyze na lang. After the Inspirational People's March at the Luneta last Monday, the next step after abolishing the pork barrel should be to provide information on the internet on how much income every individual public officer makes monthly. Eh dapat ilagay natin yan sa internet. Wala nang bayad yun eh. Para mas sino makakabasa. Magkano ba talaga kinikita ng senador? It appears the monthly official income of a senator is nearly 19,000 pesos monthly. Sa tayo kung ito, magniwala ka 90,000 ng 12 ko. Tapos ang take home ko is 60,000. Nakita pa man sa television, puro kami ng Amerikana, nakapagong sa gabi ng mga iba. Oh. But 90,000 is misleading because in reality, the total income of a senator is much more. It was should. In truth, Congress has devised an unwritten method of paying individual senators and congressmen very much more than their salaries and inflation show. It is like ancient Japanese capital cities, which were designed with labyrinthine roads to prevent the enemy from penetrating the ultimate castle of the shogun. Here are the sources of a senator's approximate income. Salary, 90,000. If chair of 2 oversight committees, 70,000. As member of 7 oversight committees, 210,000. As member of commission on appointments, 200,000. Wow. Approximate total monthly income, 570. Oh. Ano wow? Wala pa yun. Kaya unang taon ko bilang senador, nahihilo talaga ako. And in addition, here are the discretionary funds under the control of a senator. Yan ang mahirap, discretionary. Ayon sa pusunatan niya. Budget for office of the senator, 1.5 to 2.3 million every month. Oh. Kung nakawin mo yan, kung bakit salaries, sabihin mo, I pay salaries. Tapos, nanakaw mo kalahati na lang nun dahil puro yung ghost employees, mga kamag-anak mo lahat dyan na 15-30 employees. Napapakita lamang sweldo day. Pag 15 or 30 yan. Hindi pwede mo nang nakawin yun. basta, everybody dyan ha, 1.5 to 2.3 million. Budget for the permanent committee, 1.2 to 2.2 million every month. Approximate total monthly discretionary funds, 2.7, 4.5 million. So hindi ko impressed na mga hundreds, thousands. Kamukha ko lang si Janet Napoles. By the million kami, by the billion kami mag-usap. If we add up all the sources of individual income, a senator could be making 600,000 or $500,000 at least every month. Yan ang gago ka o tanaka. Nahuli ka pa niyan. 600,000, wala titis-titis ka doon. And this does not include the commission of from 10 to 50% from the pork barrel. Kaya walang bilat-bat itong ating bansa eh. Dahil marami tayong pera. Pero, pag sinabi ng senator, o sige, bigyan ko kayo ng pera sa PDAF ko, 50% ang commission ko. Kaya kalsada mo, sabihin natin 20 million, 10 million na pupunta sa senador. Tapos mag-correct siya dito sa Blood Coordinating Council. And there is more. If the senator is elected as one of the standing officials, that senator gets even much more than his colleagues. The 2011 Howard report said that in addition to the personal income of a senator, the following officials receive much more just being officers of the Senate. Di ba nag-eskwela tayo? We ran for office in the student council or in the class council because it was prestigious and it earned respect. Wala ka naman allowance dyan, wala ka naman kinikita. Gusto mo lang tumakbo dahil nagiging sikat at kinikilala na may galing ka pala. Ito hindi eh. Oh, and really, as Senate President, in 1 year, 2011, according to the COA, earned, in just round figures, 71.7 million. Just by being Senate President. Kaya yabang eh. Estrada, Senate Pro Tempore, 9.3 million. Additional yan. Soto, as Majority Floor Leader, 9.3 million. Cayetano, as Minority Floor Leader, 10.2 million. Kung isipin mo talaga, maiiyak ka. Or you lose your belief in God. Therefore, I propose that the government website should make information available on the range of income that the senator or representative makes monthly, together with a specification of all discretionary funds at his disposal. Ano ang masama nun? Kung ilagay ko lang sa internet, at kung sino man may gusto pumunta dyan, magbisita dyan sa website, makita niya kung magkano kinikita. Talaga, lahat. Hindi lang yung 90,000 naman under the salary standardization law. Nakikita ng opisyal niya. Dahil tayo mga magkababayan, parang nagsasabing, bakit naman kulang-kulang pera sa gobyerno? Di ba na mapaayos ito? Yan. Yan, makita niya sa website yan kung saan pumunta. The website will also contain a list of all discretionary funds by whatever name. Pork barrel, maintenance and other operating expenses, intelligence fund. Itong intelligence fund, masaya ito. Dahil, pag binigyan ng pera ng gobyerno, kailangan i-liquidate mo. Ibig sabihin, paliwanag mo saan napunta ang pera. Kaya kailangan may resibo ka. Hindi yan problema sa kurap ng politiko dahil pwede niyang ipeke yung resibo niya. Pumunta ka doon sa may-ari ng restaurant, tingin ka ng resibo. Ngayon, ito, sobra pa. Dahil ang intelligence funds are not subject to liquidation. Alam ko yan dahil Immigration Commissioner ako, dahil law enforcement ang function namin. Meron pala akong intelligence funds. And the only need for me was to comply with our requirement that I should simply sign a certification. I certify that these funds have been spent for office purposes and then my name. Tapos na. Wala na kailangan kung mapaliwanag ka. Ganun yan dati dahil kung sa militar at sa pulis ka, kailangan may informer ka. Hindi na tulad hindi mo enga ng resibo, informer, well, you have to protect him. That's why the tool was created before, to keep the informer anonymous. Pero natural na kamukha lang ng pera sa gobyerno. Nag-deteriorate yan hanggang naging abuso na. Kaya lahat ng intelligence funds na yun, ninagaw yan. Ako ang ginawa ko, commissioner kasi ako, may dalawa akong associate commissioners. Ang siya taga-UP, ang siya taga-West Point. Sabi ko, walang gagastos ng intelligence funds kung hindi tayo mag-meeting kung mabutuhan tayo. At kailangan may sekretarya tayo. Maski meron kung ganyan kapangyarihan, nilimit kong sarili ko. Dapat ganon. Kaya halimbawa intelligence funds ko, pinili ko ng mga baril. Pero may intelligence agents ako, pero wala pa silang mga baril. Paano sila lalaban sa mga dayuhan na terminal? Pagkatapos sa kalang tao, galing-galing pa si Immigration Commissioner. Dahil noon, ang problema was that there were syndicates of foreigners who could tap into long-distance telephones abroad and you could pay them less than half of what PLDT was charging. Yun naman ang mayor na skandalo eh. Akala mo galing-galing ng pagkindot niyan? Kasimple lang. I just sat down in a corner and said, how am I going to find out about these people? It's very simple. You have to remember, every negosyo may karibal, di ba? Kung mayroon kang favorite na bakery, meron ka agad na competitor yon. Kung may titinda ng cronuts, meron namang magtitinda dito na kung ano namang donut. So, sabi ko sa intelligent people, maghanap lang kayo ng karibal niya. Sabihin mo dyan, sa karibal na yan, na basta ano niya ako, lahat tungkol doon sa sindikato na yun. Pabayaan ko muna siya mag-operate at hindi siya mahuhuli for 6 months. Basta sabihin niya lahat ng alam niya. O hindi, nakuha kami kaagad ng informer. Di ba namin niyaran ng informer's fee? Kaya ang dami-dami namin nahuli. Kasi usually people would go to those places near midnight. Nagpipila pa sila, nahuli pa sila nagpipila. Because the telephone calls were very cheap at that time. Remember at that time it was very expensive to make long-distance phone calls. And then, I kept to my promise. I ordered that this particular operator should not be arrested by my intelligence agents for 6 months. After 6 months, he packed up his tents and went away. Meaning to say, he started another business. One time I was walking on a mega mall, and someone who was Indian-looking, in the sense of a person from India, approached me and said, "Do you remember me?" And I said, "No." But actually in my head I was thinking, "You gotta be lucky if I remember you." I said, "No." "Oh, I was your mentor, informer. You know, when you arrested all those telephone operators. Now I wanted you to make business. You want a carpet?" I said, "No, thank you. I'm very glad that you observed the other end of our deal." So ganun lang yun. Walang problemang law enforcement. Puro na yan sila mga corrupt. Yun ang problema natin yan. Every other Filipino is corrupt. Assuming we have a population of 100 million, 50 million are corrupt. or are supporting corrupt. Yan ang problema. Pagkatapos, ano naman klase election ito? Instead na tingnan natin anong natapos, saan eskwela, anong trabaho, nirespeto ba siya ng mga kasamahan niya? Hindi eh. At titingnan natin yung mga artista. Ano mga artista tungkol sa pagbasa ng batas? Mga athletes. Tapos kung pag-debate ka, sila pag-ulit. Hindi nila alam yung sinasabi mo. Tapos sabihin nila, yabang mo naman. They have no obligation to be a moron. That's what I make them. Kaya nga ako talaga. Malapit na ako umalis ng Pilipinas. I'll stand on the Atuan Island and dive into the Pacific, and you'll never Party provides that access to information is a basic human right. May karapatan tayo. Dahil nagpirma tayo dyan sa cabinet ngayon, na international law na ngayon, na natakap natin that the right to information is a basic human right. Akala ko yung human right tungkol sa buhay mo, na hindi ka dapat pinamatay, torture. Hindi. Pati ang pagkuha mo ng informasyon is a human right. Dahil hindi ko naman nangyayari sa gobyerno mo, para ka na lang, you're being treated like a beast or an animal that has no intelligence. Moreover, the Philippine Constitution provides in our Bill of Rights, quote, the right of the people's information on matters of public concern shall be recognized. Yung kaya naglago yan, Janet Napoles na negosyo at yung mga kasamahan niya, dahil wala tayong right to information. Eh kung usapang kongreso nagsabing, lahat ng mga senador at congressmen, ilagay niyo dito, kung kanino niyo binibigay yung draft nyo, hindi sana tuloy yun ng ganyan katagal. Ngayon na meron na tayong computer, gamitin na natin. Masyado na malawak ang Twitter, ang Facebook, ang Instagram, pero itong mga database ng gobyerno, hanggang ngayon, hindi pa natin makita-kita na tinatawag ko nga sa dyan. Access to information is necessary for self-preservation of the nation. For example, Harvard economist and Nobel Prize winner Amartya Sen observed that there has never been famine in a country with a free press. There's never been famine in a country with a free press. To avoid being Chad as a failed state, we must now stabilize our democracy with computer network connectivity. Use the computer. Particularly, I advocate a program similar to the Open Government Initiative started in 2009 by the Obama administration. Open government, walang sekreto. Under President Obama, the U.S. government has developed a website called data.gov to make government data available to everyone. Yun ang kailangan natin eh. Magbukas na ng website na yan, data.gov, lahat ng papeles at mga official papers ng lahat ng ahensya, nandyan lahat. I'm particularly excited by the example of the so-called IT, Information Technology, dashboard. Ang tawag niya ng dashboard, kamukhang dashboard ng kotse. It is a site that enables the public to track federal technology investment projects. That's in the United States. The IT dashboard will be able to show the citizens which IT projects are over budget or behind schedule. We can replicate this government dashboard for the Pork Barrel project. The Pork Barrel continues in 2014. Di lahat ng Pork Barrel project, lagay mo dyan sa government dashboard na from South America, as well as for each discretionary fund of every public official, national and local. A provision for a government dashboard should be part of the FOIA. It is a natural consequence of the People's March last Monday that netizens should now call for passage by Congress of the Philippine Freedom of Information Act. Yun ang tawag ng FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. Informasyon tungkol sa paghawak ng pera ng taong bayan. The American version was paid back in 1966. 1966 pa lang, meron na silang free information. Eh tayo, 2013 na, wala pa rin. The FOIA will not require agencies to answer specific questions or to create documents. Instead, they merely require government agencies to produce records they already have in their possession, such as rules, opinions, orders, files, and proceedings that they have created or that they control, that exist in any format, as paper, photos, film, digital bytes, or three-dimensional objects. Under this proposed bill, anyone can request information from the government. The requester's identity and purpose are relevant. Yun ang halaga ng Freedom of Information Bill. Napasa na yan sa Senado, hindi napasa sa House of Representatives. Kaya paulit na naman yan na i-hearing in writing. The request does not need to precisely name the document. Agencies will be entitled to charge reasonable fees for research time and duplication costs. Magbabayad ka rin kasi gamit din sila ng kuryente, gamit din sila ng papel. But certain favored requests, such as those from media representatives, as well as from educational and non-commercial scientific institutions, should be given 2 hours of search time and the first 100 pages for free. An agency should have 20 business days to fulfill the request. Although the U.S. Congress passed the FOIA in 1966, it amended the law in 1996 to apply to electronic records. Therefore, our present bill should require agencies to publish online indices of documents they possess. Certain indices should include full text documents for download. Government agencies should have the discretion but not the duty to deny a request for information if it falls under 9 Section 1, National Security. Ay natural, hindi ko pwedeng access yun. 2. Internal agency personnel rules and practices. 3. Information exempted from disclosure by other statutes. 4. Trade secrets and commercial or financial information that is privileged or confidential. 5. Interagency or intra-agency memoranda or letters that would not be available by law to a party other than an agency in litigation with the agency. Do you understand that? I didn't either. That's how lawyers make their money. Kuhanin mo lang sa pabilisan. O kaya pagpasok ng client, hindi natural, kung tatanggapin mo yung kaso niya, sigilin mo kaagad yung natawag na acceptance fee. Kasi may stages ng litigation. Kaya bawat stage niya, mag-isingil ka sa kliyente mo. Kung unang pag-usapan na yung magkano ang acceptance fee mo. Halimbawa ako, yung ayaw ko yung kaso, hindi ko na masabing ayaw ko yung kaso na yan, I'm not interested. I'll just say acceptance fee is 200,000. Of course, you are also required to render pro bono services. Ibig sabihin, kung meron naman kaya sa office, magbigay nyo naman ng servisyo libre. So, ginagawa din namin yun. Basta, alam kong the best technique, pagpasok ng kliyente, tuturo ko kaagad yung library mo. Nakita mo lahat ng libro na yan. Kailangan basahin mo yan. Para makakaan ang kaso mo. Ayun, hindi na siya maski anong acceptance fee. Number 6, personal and medical files or similar files that would involve an unwarranted invasion of privacy. 7, investigatory records of law enforcement agencies. 8, reports prepared on behalf of agencies that regulate or supervise financial institutions. 9, geological and geophysical information. In 2007, the U.S. Congress passed the Open Document Act. Open Document, bukas ang gobyerno. It established an office in the National Archives and Records Administration to review agency compliance with FOIA policies and procedures and to offer mediation services. In the U.S., the National Security Archives is an independent repository for documents obtained under FOIA. The archive is housed at George Washington University in Washington, D.C. Each year, it names a government agency with the worst FOIA record. Ganun yan. Kasi, dapat sa computer mo, malaman mo ba ang information gusto mo kunin sa bawat department. Hindi ka sa magkano pork barrel ni Santiago noong last year. Saan yung pinunta yun? Ngayon, itong agency na ito, it gives an award for the worst agency that failed to accommodate the request of the citizen. The Philippines should provide for a similar national security archive. Malapit na akong matapos. I know that you're suffering, but I'm suffering too. So we're companions of suffering. Meaning of the People's March. The People's March last Monday meant that our people are exploring an agenda for the peaceful protest and dissent against the lust for money among our present generation of politicians. Ito mga politiko, bakit sa akin nila? Gusto nila lahat kanila. this gathering, maybe there's something that we believe in God. Whatever it is, I'm sure there will be some form of ultimate justice. Hindi naman sa tatakutin mong sarili mo. Kung hindi, isipin mo na lang, bakit gagawin ko yan sa kanya para na makuha ang pera niya? Dahil mamaya-maya, gagawin naman sa akin ng iba. Para mapayapa tayo lahat, gawin natin yung tama. Dapat gano'n ang philosophy. Bakit kasi kailangan kanila na lang lahat? I don't understand. Pagkatapos, kung mayroong mag-object, halit sila. Last Christmas, sinabi ko, binibigyan ng Christmas bonus ang mga senador na 2 million. Tapos, sabi ni Senate President, 4 kami ng kalaban niya, hindi niya binigyan. Wala siyang mason. Hindi man niya sinabi, pangit kami, may mahirap kami. Ayaw mo namin. Hindi naman yung pera, yung pera ko kaya mo yun. Yung nagpapisa dun sa Napoles na yan, dahil kaibigan ng Senate President yun eh. Mas na-prefer pa niya yung galit na yun, sa akin. At least na first sponsor naman ako eh. The message of the Rebecca March is the same message in the poem Battlefield of the Republic by Julia Ward Howe, which I recite to you. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord is trembling on the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosed the fatal lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. In the beauty of the lilies, Christ was born across the sea, with a glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. As he died to make men holy, let us die to make men free, while God is marching on. Thank you.